the Tomcat, and we need to do the copy of our file. Which file it is? The Tomcat configuration file, which is going to be our Tomcat users.xml. So this XML file should be copied correctly. The content of this file should be copied correctly. And what I told you, so we need to, by using check, we can automate our infrastructure. One is the infrastructure and other is the application. So we need to copy our application also, the apps, which is going to be our grants.var. Okay, this grants.var into my deployment node. And once I did this, okay, I have to restart my node or whatever they execute some commands. Okay, restart my node and the deployment is completed. Correct. So deployment completes. So do you agree with this? Are you understanding this? So this is the step for the deployment that we need to do it now. Okay. For this, I am just going to create a new recipe for this. Okay. So for this, I am just going to create a new recipe. So these are all the resources, names of some of the resources which can be useful in your chef. And this is the step. So this is a business step. I would say this is a business requirement. Okay, so this is a business requirement, and this business, what is that? Install Tomcat on the machine. Before that, you have to install Java. So while you are installing Tomcat, automatically the Java will be installed. Okay, and you have to copy a file and copy the application and restart the thing. So this is a manual work or the business requirement which is given to you in a server. So in an infrastructure server, you will be having a server. And inside the server you have to do it, and every time instead of doing this in a lot of servers, what you are going to do is it is going to be an application server. The role of the server is going to be the application server. If you have your application servers, okay, application servers in your hand, so immediately you need to call this recipe. So for doing this, okay, to make this, I am just going to write a recipe, and that recipe is called as a and recipe PIE. Recipe is called as a Java apps, which I am going to create it now. Okay, so what is the step that I have to do? I have to use the package goal. So yeah, package goal and install the Tomcat 8. This is the first step that I have to do. And I need to install the Tomcat user module also. And as you know that I need to install my Tomcat admin module also. And after that, I need to make this Tomcat as up and run as a service. So by using the service goal, I need to do it. Okay. And after that, I need to use either a file. You can use either a file. Just directly, you can just create a content by using the file. By using a file, you can also create a Tomcat user configuration. Also, by using the same thing is possible. Also by using the cookbook file. Okay, to copy a file from one location to other location, you can also use a cookbook file, and also you can use the remote file to copy a content from one location to other location. For that, maybe we can use the grants.var. Okay, so to copy the grants.var, maybe we can use this one, or you can also use to download the grants.var. You can also use the curl command. So you can just use the command resource to execute command resource, and you can execute this one, right? So you can execute this command. Execute what command? The curl command to just download the thing. So multiple ways are there to follow this deployment. So now we are going to use some standard way or way which we are comfortable with. Okay. So now what is the way that we are comfortable with? We will be just creating a default.rb. You see now I have used the package goal to do the Tomcat, and I have used the service goal to install the Tomcat as a service, and I am using the admin package also installing. User package is also getting installing, and you see the cookbook file. So once I put the Tomcat user.xml in a cookbook file, means this is the destination location that I want to transfer this Tomcat user.xml. And source, where is the source? So the source will be, you see here, if I am just mentioning the source, you can ask me where the source will be taken, correct? Where this can be taken. So in this case, what you can do here is, normally there will be a file called, there will be a folder called files. You see, in this recipes are there and files are there. So in this files, okay, you can put some static files over here. You see, it will be there called default directory will be there. So inside the default, you will be having the tomcat.xml. You see, yeah. So yeah, you have it in the. So you have a file called tomcat.xml. You see. So inside the files, it is there. So this content, this file will be referred inside the cookbook. Now what I am doing, you see, this is the content of my tomcat user.xml. This content is referred inside my recipe file. Understand? You see, in default.rb, I'm just saying that take the things from the cookbook file and the source is going to be this name and the action is going to be create. So where you want to create in the etc tomcat in the deployment server, create the file in this name and take the content of this file from the source which is there inside the file directory. Correct? So this resource is called cookbook file. So this cookbook file is a resource in itself which can either create a file or it can also use to copy a file from one location to other location, or it can be used to create a static file also or a configuration file also. So anything, any name you can just call it. Now once this configuration is done, what you need to do, you have to execute a, you have to get the application, right? You need to get the latest application that to be deployed. So for that I am just going to use the execute command because I am just going to get the grants.bar by using curl command, right? So I'm just going to use my curl command to download the things from my artifactory. You see, this is my artifactory which is up and running on other server. So from that place I'm just trying to grab it and I'm just going to put it in the CD. So first of all I'm just going to this place and after that I'm just going to grab the things like this and execute it. So two commands I'm just executing in a single line. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to upload this. Now you see, if you want, I'm going to give this cookbook to you also. Maybe if you want, you can have it, have a look on it. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting in you on the chat, okay? So everybody are having access to chat. Maybe you can just copy it and paste it for your namesake. Okay, so now I am just saying, okay, now what I need to do, and I'm going to just upload this cookbook, okay? So I'm just going to upload this cookbook, nice, cookbook, upload Java app, okay? So I have uploaded it and it will be there in my manage chest. So you can just go to the policy and check your policy. So what are all the cookbooks that you have? So you have Java apps is there, okay? So the content of the cookbook is going to be my file. So the file will be automatically here. You see, the file is automatically here, and also my recipes will automatically here also. It will be here. Okay, default.rb is already there. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. So now all the thing that you need to understand is we have bootstrapped 3 nodes here. You see, web server I have did it and demo SRA is there. So we need to think which server we are going to use. Maybe we will use this web server. We will see whether this 245 server is up and running or not. Otherwise we will make it up and running. Okay. So we are going to check here. So what is this? So we will see the deployment server, maybe 205. Yeah, 245 is there. No, yeah, 245 is there, and it is going to be, I think, a public server. Yeah, correct. This IP. Okay. So now what you are going to do here is, so we are just going to use this one. So I'm just going to deploy, or I'm just going to edit this list and say that I don't want Jenkins in this machine. Okay, I don't want Jenkins in this machine. I want Java application. So this cookbook should be there in this machine. So I just save this run list. You see? So I'm just saving this run list, and now I'm just going to enter to this machine. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to enter to this machine. I have already did it. Now copy this. Okay. So once you copied it here, I'm just going to enter to that machine and run the commands to us. No, it is not a good command that I am copied it, so I need to enter to that machine first of all. So I'm just entering to this machine. So once I enter to this machine, so I'm just going to run my chef client command. Okay. So I'm just going to run the chef client command over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check whether already I have installed Jenkins or not. Maybe if I have installed, I will remove it because both the things is going to be run at 8080 and the port clash will be there. So that's the reason I am just checking whether the Jenkins is installed means I am just going to remove it. So add, remove Jenkins. Maybe Jenkins is not there, I guess. Okay. Okay, so there is no package, so it is not there. So now happily I can just trigger the chef client command. Okay, so I'm just triggering the chef client command to you. You see now the chef client command is running. You see, so it is executing it, and I think it's completed, I guess. So we will see whether this Tomcat is up and running on this machine with this application grants.var is getting deployed or not. Okay, we'll see it now. Okay, the Tomcat is up and running on the machine, and now the grants.var, whether we will see whether it's okay or bad. Yeah, it is okay, and you just check the grants.application and it is working for us. You see, now the deployment is completed for one real-time application which uses the web server, so WebLogic, not WebLogic, it is a Tomcat server, and the application got deployed over there by using Chef. So the Chef can be used to install either a WebLogic or a Tomcat or any web application servers. Okay, so any software can be installed. Okay, by using this. Now, even my goal for you is now I want you to install the Jenkins on this machine. Can you do that? So take this as an exercise for yourself. So I want you to install Jenkins, and I want also you to install the Maven on the same machine. Okay, and I want you to install the Artifactory even also in the different machine by using Jenkins. And we are going to just club that together. Each and everything is going to be run as a single deployment, single command is going to be run, and that infrastructure is going to be ready for us. So this is what we are just going to do by using Jenkins in a real time. You understand? So in a real time, how the deployment, you can ask me, in a real time, how the deployment will be working on that. You see? So this is a Jenkins machine, right? So from this Jenkins machine, okay, so what the people will be doing here is, so the same CI/CD setup is there, right? So, so 8080. So this is my Jenkins machine. So from this Jenkins machine, the CI/CD pipeline is there, and they will be going to the CD machine, and what they will be doing here is, so they will be just configuring in such a way that they will not run this command. I have did the manual things right in my CD. So you see, so CD, what I have did is I did the things in a manual way, correct? These things. Instead of that, what they will be doing simply is sudo, okay, chef client. That's it. So this is the only command we are going to trigger. And now we need to decide in which machine this command has to be triggered. So what is our slave? So what should be our slave in this case now? So the slave should be Okay, the slave machine should be this place. So now we are going to change our slave here. So what is our slave? The deployment slave is there, right? This deployment slave is going to come with just a moment. Hello. Hello guys, just a moment guys, just a moment. Wait please. Okay, sorry. So here we need to, so in the real time what we are going to do is just a moment. Okay, fine. So here what we are going to do in this case is we are just going to use this real deployment server. Instead of the slave node, so we are going to use this deployment node as the slave. And we are going to trigger just the chef command over there because this node is already a chef compliant node, right? So we are just going to use this one, and the same thing is going to be used, and I'm just going to say the remote root directory. What is my remote root directory here, which I'm triggering is nothing but my PWD, right? So the remote root directory is, yeah, so this one I need to go, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check if I'm using the just normal command in this home directory itself. If I'm using so PWD this home, okay, normally we are going to use the remote directory as this one, right? So instead of that, if I'm, so what I'm going to do, so I'm just directly going to execute chef client in this place, correct? So is it running? I'm just checking whether it is running or not. Yes, it is running. So there is no issue. So we can just put the Ubuntu itself, and the command which we are going to trigger is the chef command over there. Now you see relaunch the agent. Agent has been already launched. Okay, that's fine. So I have relaunched the agent, and you see the deployment agent is up now. So now what we need to do in the CI job. So in the CD job, we need to change this into our deployment node, right? So what is our deployment node? We are just, I'm making sure my deployment node is good or bad. So what is restrict where this job can be running? So this is going to be in our deployment node, correct? So automatically when we are just running command, you see, so in this case, everything is not required, nothing is required. So everything will be taken care by chef. You don't have to do anything, just we need to just start our chef client command on the node, that's it. So whatever we are doing manually, we are doing it automatically by using CI/CD now. So now in this Jenkins, you see what I have tried to do it. So in this, so I have taken the things from the SCM and I have did the things in the binary, and now the grand start jar is available with the CI process, and by CD I'm just going to deploy it by using the chef software. So I'm using the chef to do this deployment and inside the AWS server. You see, this is the exact real-time example of what I'm going to do now trigger. Okay, so now I'm just saying it and I'm just triggering this command build now. So what I'm just going to do now, so if I'm doing a build now, let's see what it is doing. You see now where this command is running. So this command is running in my, you see the chef. So this is a deployment server. It means the chef client command has been triggered, and you see the build is success. So now the deployment is succeeded. So what you can do, you can just trigger this pipeline also. If you want, you can just use this pipeline also, and you can do that. Now you understand exactly how this real-time environment is working in the DevOps if you are just having a single project. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah, Sundar. Mahendra here.
Yes, Mahendra. Are you understanding this point?
Yes.
Why the CD is there and how the CD is getting involved with the chef.
Yep.
Okay.
So here, we are tying up Jenkins, with Chef only in the CD job. Chef is, we are connecting Chef. We are using, in fact, we are using Chef only in CD job, right?
Exactly. Yes. CA it is not required. See, when I am explaining you here, this is two parts, right? This is a development part and this is a delivery part.
Yeah.
The CA part will be coming in the development part, and the CD job will be coming in the delivery part, right?
Yes.
So where you are going to deliver in the server part. Server infrastructure will be maintained by Chef and Puppet. So in the delivery part only you need to use Chef.
Yes. And writing recipes and placing them in server and then adding them on the run list is the Chef part separately. It has got nothing to do with Jenkins.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with CD here.
Okay.
So that is, it is called as make provisioning your Chef. The English word or a DevOps word is called provisioning or Chef server orchestration.
So, Sundar, if you don't mind, can you, define if there is any particular definition for both of them? What is orchestration and provisioning? Is there any difference between these two?
It is not a difference. So it is the interior way of asking the question. Okay. It's a very hi-fi terminology that is getting used. The thing is, how you are going to provisioning your servers. Using Chef and Puppet, you can provisioning your server. So what is provisioning? Simple. If you want to provision your kitchen, so what you will give the provisions? First of all, you will be making that as a modular kitchen. So with the tables, all those things, right? So you will be putting the gas and the hole for the gas hose or induction stove or a plug for the all those things, and you will be just putting the racks for the placing the keys and all those things. You will be doing it, right?
Yes, sir.
Just a moment. There is one more call. Yeah. So what I am talking, provisioning, right? Simple. Google ಕೊಡ್ತಾನು best to. See, I will type in Google provisioning, server provisioning. Okay. Server provisioning means, you see, what is automation provisioning? Okay. So most of the things that it may refer to the installation of operating system or the other software, as well as making the adjustment in the software control panel. Or you understand now? Either we are going to, so now what we are doing, so how you are making our server ready? The things is, we are installing Tomcat, we are installing Java, we are installing the configuration files, and we are installing the application. So to provision our servers, correct?
Yes, sir.
So one of the server provisioning tool that I am going to use is either Chef or Puppet. Okay.
Okay.
Now you understand how it is getting related.
Yes, sir.
Or you are going to say that server orchestration also. So they are going to say that how you are having the server orchestration. So it is nothing but the architecture of your servers. Okay. R-H-E-S-T-A-T-I-O-N, orchestration. Yes. You see the orchestration, application server, web server, load balancing. So all this orchestration, server orchestration, okay, it is getting the best tool for doing this is nothing but your AWS. Okay, so how you are going to orchestrate your server? So the server architecture, how you are going to set up, how your network is going to be set up for your DevOps tools or some application. It's not DevOps tools, it is for our application. So that is called as the AWS. So I will be talking about the server orchestration while we are talking about the AWS. Okay, AWS is nothing but the English word of server orchestration. Okay, so how you are going to set up your network, that is called server orchestration. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions still?
I have like couple of questions, but not on this. one question
Okay.
regarding this chef is that basically we are not to run the recipes that we are they are there that are there on the run list. We are using chef client on the deployment node itself. In the sense,
Correct.
so what is the command that we need to use for running them just from the workstation itself rather than going on to the node? Because let's say if you want to run the application on 100 servers, it will be difficult for us to go on to each node and then run chef client.
Hmm.
So is there any command that wherein we can use that command and we can run the chef client from a workstation itself?
Yes, it is possible. So there is a node, chef knife command is there to knife run nodes, okay, run list. So you can just give the run list and do the that is execution or the deployment from the workstation itself. There is a command is there.
Okay.
You can just I'm not aware of the exact syntax of that command, okay, but I have seen and I have used some commands to just to do it from the workstation itself in my previous projects. Knife, KNIFE, knife command to run to run run list node. Yeah, I think the command is knife node. Okay, so we can just see it and will do it. Oh my god. Okay, so what we'll do is it's not that. So we need to not create no create no delete there is edit no edit one, yeah, no, we need to add the run list to the node itself and run it. So
Adding the added recipe into run list, that the command I have come across. It's easy in fact.
sorry.
We can add the recipe into directly from workstation itself. Let's say we have added some
Correct.
recipe that we can use a command and we can add it into the run list without going into
Correct.
GUI.
Correct. That is possible. So you can just do that. No, I am sure that we can do that from our knife workstation itself.
Yeah, that I did. That's what I'm saying. That I did, but I tried to do this, like run the chef client command from the workstation itself on the node, but it is not
No,
happening.
that is also possible. I am telling by using chef node command. Okay, so you can add the run list to our servers. I understood what you are doing, what you are telling about. Okay, and the second question, whatever you are asking, is also possible. I am telling. Maybe I will check later. I will not waste your time by just searching here in Google. I am not aware of it.
Okay,
So I will check and come back to you for this.
okay. And one more question, Sandesh. Like whenever we are doing bootstrap, are we required to download the starter kit every time?
Not required. Why? Are you going to change your organization every time?
No,
So why? Not required, right? Are we going to change the server URL, chef server URL every time?
no, we will not be changing it.
So there is no logic of just changing it, right? When you are going to change your organization, for sure, yes, you need to download the perm key of that organization, and you have to also change the URL of that chef server, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that we have to do it. But
Okay.
if you're not, until unless you're not working for a same organization, no need. Actually, why the organization concept is there is, for example, the chef servers can be logically partitioned into different organizations. For example, if you have an Apple, okay, Apple will be separate organization for iPad and it will be having a separate organization for
iPhone.
Apple ProBook and it will be having. So you see now the difference.
Yes.
This is the exact reason why the chef is having the organization. For example, if it is a different sites in India and the US and in Europe and greater Asia Pacific, so these regions are there and the Gulf regions are there. So if these regions are managed in the same application, then you will be creating a different organization and working on it. At the time, you need to have the different starter kit to get connected to the different workstation.
Okay, Sundar. And one last question. Um, for no, usually in AWS, we are enabling all traffic, right?
Hmm.
Is this happens in the real time because if I'm not wrong, some security issues might rise because if you open all the ports.
Nobody will open the all one. Okay.
Okay.
It depends on if it is a HTTP if it is a web server, they will be opening only 8080.
That part will be taken
That
with
too,
the
they will not.
IBS admin, or we should be concerned about that.
You have to do that. So if it is going to the AWS and if you are becoming an AWS engineer,
Mm-hmm.
the Linux engineer will be fired from the company.
Okay.
See, the main goal of the DevOps is nothing but they need to reduce the
Workforce.
system administrators,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they need to trace the workforce and make the things soon. And at least if you are going one guy DevOps engineer need to replace 10 resource of your company. So that's the only reason the DevOps practice is coming into the market.
Okay. So
So
for
this
this,
is the goal of all the companies in the world for DevOps.
so just on need basis, we will be enabling the ports.
Exactly. That is called as a whitelisting. Okay, you know the concept. There will be a concept called whitelisting. Whatever you are asking
Mm-hmm.
is whitelisting. Okay, whitelisting in AWS or whitelisting. Just to say whitelisting IP address.
Okay.
Okay, the whitelisting IP address means normally AWS in real time just you cannot just to put them on. So yes, nobody just will give like that access. Okay,
Yeah.
so what he will do is, hmm, we will be going to the security part. Okay, let's say the security group is there. Just we are creating, it's a sample, right? It's a playground and we are just playing like the, if you have in real time this much of security group, your heads will be revolving, you will fall down. Okay, so it will not be this much security group will be there. The security group will be like this. You see, it will be named as a web server security, web servers security port, ports. So in this case, the inbound is going to, you are going to add the rule saying that all TCP traffic is enabled, or you can even say it is only HTTP traffic is enabled through 8080 port. And if you want, you can also, you cannot just say that anywhere or custom. You can say my IP address. So with this my IP address is nothing but this is my public IP address now. So only from this machine, okay, so that machine is accessible. So you see my IP. So if I'm saying my public IP, just you can see my public IP of my internet. So my IP, if I'm putting my public IP, you see this is okay. It's best is to my IP. My IP, you see it is showing my IP. This is my public IP which I am talking to you guys. So this my IP only will be enabled here. Understand? Or you can also put lot of other IPs also. You can just put the custom IPs also here. So with the subnets. So we are going to talk about all these things. Wait. So in our next is going to be our AWS.
Okay, sir.
So Puppet and Docker will be the next. Sorry, Docker and Puppet will be the next. So we will be talking about more about that. Okay.
Okay, sir. And
But right now to answer you, it will not be just all traffic. It depends on the server, nature of the server and the port that has to be open. For example, even some ports is not allowed. Some, it is a web server that HTTP is fine, but normally people will allow only HTTPS. Okay. Secure hypertext. Nowadays people are only using
HTTP.
HTTPS,
Yeah.
not HTTP. Okay. So only this will be allowed, not just a direct one will not be allowed. Okay.
Okay.
So if you need that, so there will be a SSL certificate is needed. So you have to sign between that IP address and your network. Then only it will be working. So just like that. So a lot of securities are there. Like this we will be using in real. Okay.
Okay.
Outbound you will be just normally the outbound will be any traffic. Okay.
Okay.
While sending you will not think about it. While receiving only you have to think about it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next. So now you got the point how the Jenkins is integrated with Chef and how the CD is real-time CD is happening in the market. Yes or no? So now my assignment to you guys is to install the Maven or install the Jenkins or install any one of the DevOps tool into the server. Okay, you can even download the things from the supermarket also. I don't mind about it. There is something called Chef Supermarket. Okay, I want you to just explore now from now. Chef Supermarket. Okay, so you can just don't say that you can just download the Jenkins also from the supermarket, but it will be very difficult. You need to just do one by one, and it will not be functioning right now. First hit, it will not be working. So you have to think and do the things. Okay, and upload the things into your Chef server and install the Chef Jenkins on your machine. Or if you don't this cookbook in the first time for you, it will not be working. Or you can also think a normal manual way of installing the Jenkins, how you did through that Chef also you can do. So that is an option B also. I am just giving to you A and B. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sundar, I got
Okay.
one doubt because I tried using this Chef Supermarket, but when I searched for
Mm-hmm.
Java cookbook, it has shown me some 6 options when I've listed out Java.
Mm-hmm.
So which thing we need to use? How we'll get to know which one to use?
See, it depends actually. This is an open source. Okay. Java. If I'm saying the searching for the Java, you see, you got 6 workbooks. Now I got I think 26 workbooks, right? Cookbook, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
So you have to choose correct one. So maybe there can be by seeing the name itself, you can just see the official or not.
Yep.
Okay.
We need to go.
So it should be official from Java, then that's fine. So you see now uh, it's not official. I think Agile Orbit. This is something. So
I guess Sun Java should be the official.
yes, so there will be there will be official chef recipe or also application Java. I think I have given that. Uh, but most of the things it will be working, so no issue. It is. So you can just choose anything. In my opinion, if I am there, what I will choose is I will just choose this first one. It seems to be more relevant for me. So Java, just I will just use this. So if I want to install Java, so you can just see, you see, so you have a cookbook and you have a nice command. You can just use this site, you see, these two things you can install or you can download, and after that you can just create a cookbook. So before creating cookbook, it will be asking you to initialize the Git repository over. So like that you have to do it. So you try to do it, it will not be working. You just break your heads and come back.
Okay. Sir.
Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Yeah. So any other doubts, guys? So not from Mahendra, from any other guy. I just want to listen. What is your feel or feedback? Kiran, what is the problem? Kiran Garu.
Yes, someone.
Yes. So is it understandable? For sure, it should
Yeah.
not be.
No, no, I have to practice and I will get back to you tomorrow.
Okay. This is a problem. So please practice, and you will be having lot of doubts.
Yeah.
If you understand, but do you understand this concept here?
Yeah, I got it, someone.
Because this is the main story that you have to cook up in the interview.
Yeah.
Okay. He will be clearly asking how you are doing this, what you are doing this. So if you could able to explain to any interviewer by yourself own like I have explained you, so for sure there will be a best impression in you. Okay, even though if you are technically bad, we need a functionally good guy. Technically like this, you can Google and you can do it if you know this.
Yeah.
Okay. Rakesh, clear? Pranita? Satya, Sahitya, sorry. Sahitya, Siddharth, Vikram. No, yes.
Yes, Sundar.
Sundar, Mahendra here. Vikram is traveling, Sundar. Okay, so he just said he just on the he just listening. He will not be able to talk.
Okay, okay. Fine. Okay. So you practice it and come back tomorrow. And if you are good with this, we are going to see something which is more in the chef. Or if you are not familiar with that, I'm going to park this. Few more concepts. It's not a concept. It's going to be the creating the role and creating the environment, that things. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to move to the AWS. Okay, few AWS services that you have to understand now. So I'm just going to talk about the AWS services freshly in the next class or the coming classes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So from there, the AWS will be completed, and immediately I will be going to Docker. So once I'm teaching Docker, you can start your marketing. Okay. I think now itself you can start your marketing. Okay. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you can start your marketing after just knowing about the AWS, and almost you should be ready for marketing now. Okay. And in 1 week for sure, you will be ready completely. It will be completed, and you are ready for marketing.
So the puppet will be covering post Docker, Sundar.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Why? Because I don't want to waste the time. So I want you to be immediately in the what is that,
Market.
market, so that at least you will be covering. So if the call is there, if the first thing they will be asking about AWS. Okay, what is your experience in AWS? After this class, you can just make to cook up the stories. And if they are asking Docker immediately, you can just talk. But since you know this chef, so you can say the same thing in the puppet.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the reason I put the puppet at the last. And I will not be elaborately making the puppet like chef.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So please practice this and try to do so. For sure you need to complete this exercise which I have given in the chat, and try to install any one of the tools for me. Even installing Java is also fine. I want you to just create a cookbook and upload the things and run the cookbook.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Sundar, what about that multi-branch concept? Can you please explain? I have gone through the multi-branch, but I didn't get anything from that. So what I got is like, so if you have two branches, the build is going to happen for all the branches. If you mention the sub-branches too.
Exactly. So this is what, if the multi-branch project is nothing but you have the branches here, right? So this is how the real time will be working. So I will tell you. So I'm just going to say new, okay, and I don't want to save this. See, I have a master branch. Do you agree, Kiran? And I'm just going to have the feature branch or a development branch. So this is the development branch which is going to go. Okay. And the multi-branch concept will be helpful. So where you want to run your CI project, you need to run your CI project here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to run the CI project in the development branch. Okay. So if you want to run the CI in the development branch, lot of feature branches are getting created, correct? The feature branches are getting created in this development branch, and it is getting merged. Okay. So whenever there is a change which is happening in this branch, okay, in this branch it is getting a build, that is called a pipeline, correct?
Yeah.
So in this same pipeline we are going to use it, correct? But after this merge, you are going to do some changes in the dev branch and we are going to use it. But my problem here is, I am an agile now. I am an agile practitioner. Okay. So each and every guy is going to work separately. So in this case, what I am going to do is, I will be having working in the same branch, and I will be having the different branches. So in the single branch, 5 or 3 feature branches up and running now. Okay, from this CI main branch, which is going to the development branch. From this development branch, 3 branches are doing parallelly. So what I am going to do is, if I am making any change in any one of this branch, so feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 1, feature 2, and feature 3, which is taken from the parent branch. So if you are going to make any change on any of this feature branch, automatically that branch is going to build. The feature branch will be building. Understand? So any child branch can be built by using the multi-branch configuration, which will be normally used if you are using any Jira or ALM. Okay, which you don't have to know about it. That's the reason I didn't tell you. So everything is a workflow. So if you are using a Jira tool, okay, ALM tool which some companies might be using. So if the developer is making a change in any one of the feature branch, and if he is pushing the things into the feature branch, committing the things, automatically this feature branch will be built. Okay, so how the feature branch will be built? By using Jenkins. Okay, CI/CD will be done. So the things will be taken from this F1 branch, and the build will be tagged as the application underscore F1. Okay, the feature branch, application underscore release underscore feature branch name, and it is going to be deployed immediately. So each and every feature is going to be deployed separately. So that deployment will be done in the AWS, and the environment, the orchestration which we can use for that is Docker container. So this is how the real time will work. So if you are going to go for the multi-branch container, multi-branch, then for sure the Jenkins will be coming into picture, and any server will be coming into picture, and Docker will be coming into picture. So now each and every developer is having a feature branch. Okay, each and every developer will be, developer 1 will be working in the feature branch, 2 will be working in the feature 2, and 3 will be working in the feature 3. So every developer will be having the individual environment in the Docker. So Docker is a virtual container, right? So every developer or every guy in a company can also have the separate environment by using this kind of architecture. Okay, might be it is confusing for you, so that's the reason I didn't tell about it. But you can understand now. You can at least get 30% of this. So pipeline is something which is a traditional way.
Actually, whenever somebody creates the feature branch, so they are going to merge it with the master branch, right? So because if F1 and F2 are working on their own repositories, so they will clone it and they will be working on the local system.
Kiran, the thing is, if you are working in an agile project in a Scrum, it need not to commit it. So you can just, so the last phase only you will be committing it, correct? See,
Okay,
I am just asking you to make the change in the login page. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you need to do, you need to create a button called username and the password, and you need to just give the password, username and password, and you have to check in the database whether the password is right or not, and you have to give the access to the application, correct?
Yeah.
This is the 4 to 5 important steps are there. First, creating the UI, correct? Creating a UI, putting the just label boxes and the command button. So if we are done, the UI change, the user interface is ready. So at the time, will you going to commit it in the development branch? No, you will not do it. As a developer, what you will do, you will wait for the other changes also. But if you wish to see in the real-time application how our things are going to be there, then you can use this multi-branch in the Agile, and he can also have this CI/CD place for that each and every branch, and he can also see his own application which is running in your environment of Docker.
Okay.
You have other questions? I think you are not convinced.
Sundar, if possible, if you can show example tomorrow or day after tomorrow, that would be more helpful, Sundar.
Not possible. Not possible. Not possible.
Not possible.
If it is possible, I would have showed you. Okay. It is not possible to just simulate it here. That is the thing. If it is there, I would have simulated it. And see, this concept is not required for you also. It will be just creating unnecessary headache for you. You will be, and now you will be thinking that I am very clear in this DevOps. But it reduces your confidence if you are just trying to understand this. Okay. See, one thing I will be telling you, the knowledge can be enforced, but experience cannot be injected. Understand? So now you are trying to get the technical knowledge from me. That's it. But my experience cannot be injected to you. It comes as a practice, and it comes as a real experience. So this is what you have to understand. Okay. Since you asked, I need to give some room to explore the things apart from our regular topics. I have explained you pipeline, but I asked you to understand. So if it is multi-branch pipeline, if at least you can just bluff something, or you can understand the question if the interviewer, some interviewer is asking about. See, because if your guy is putting 5 years to 7 years experience or 6 years, 5 to 6 years experience, this is fine. But if you are putting 8 to 9 years experience, they will be expecting these things from you. Okay, the associate level and the normal intermediate level, that is fine. If you are putting senior level, you need to understand all these things. Okay, but it depends on the interviewer. So it is all your fate. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. See you on the same time, maybe tomorrow 8 o'clock. Tomorrow 8 o'clock we will meet, and you practice this and come back to me. I will come with fresh topics tomorrow to you.